Hello, everybody. Welcome to this next edition of Oil Camp. I'm so excited. My friend Nicolle Gleason is here again to talk to us about focus, motivation, using essential oils. And so I'm just going to sit back and let Nicolle.
No, you're not. You're not.
All right.
You're not. You're gonna interject because mine is still opening. So you're gonna interject.
All righty.
Give me a second. Google Slides is opening, but
Perfect.
we are going to talk about focus, motivation, energy. I just feel like right now, everybody I talk to needs this more and more and more. I mean, it's been a long winter and a long year in general. Wouldn't you guys all say?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I feel like we need to use any tool we can to help increase these things. And I've just been having such great luck using it's not luck because they're like proven, but such great resource using my essential oils for this. So I want to talk about like in the workplace, working out, trying to get off our couch, whatever is your area you need focus, motivation, energy in. Also, I'm hoping everybody can chime in because I tend to need to like relax more than amp up. So like motivation isn't really an issue for me. It's more like the focus and relaxation. So hopefully some of you guys can comment on that piece. Lisa, I know you have the PowerPoint here. Change the page. There we go. Okay, there's the guy struggling. Okay, at his office desk. Okay, which I think we all feel that right now. There's just so many Zoom calls and computer and everything like that. Okay, next page. So I want to talk about aromatherapy, basically emotions, aroma, how emotions can influence our quality of life. Well, duh, emotions can take over our quality of life, but how aromas can change that. So with essential oils, as we smell them in, they're like aromatherapy. So basically, it's the fastest way to get to our limbic system, which also can change our emotions. So they can change our mood and help us actually manage our emotions in just a few minutes. You guys have anything to add to that? No? Okay, well, I'll continue on. I still can't get my slides to open. So talking about aromatherapy, I use my essential oils in the morning to address how I feel in the morning. I wake up, am I tired? Am I sluggish? What am I mad? What do I need? And then as the day goes on, later in the day, do I need stuff for stress relief, to balance me? And I use them several times a day for that. Next slide, my dear. Okay, so here we go. How do the aromas interact with the brain to cause these responses? So we breathe them in, whether we cup them in our hand, put them on our wrist, pulse points. So then, like I said, it's picked up by our olfactory receptors in the nose. It's processed in that olfactory system, which controls our sense of smell. And then those neurons send the nerve signals to our brain to identify that smell. So for example, I have been reserving sandalwood oil just for my meditation and yoga. So when I put that sandalwood on, it's almost like, and I smell it in, my body sends that to those nerve signals. And it's almost like my body knows that that sandalwood is reserved for that relaxation response. That's how it identifies that smell now. So the nerve signals transmit the information from the olfactory system, as I mentioned, to the limbic system, where memories and emotions are stored. So you tend to remember things. I mean, we've all had that feeling where we smell a certain smell and we're like, oh, that makes me think of this, like hot apple pie makes me think of my grandma. For me, like I'm allergic to nuts. So anytime I smell like peanut butter cookies cooking, I'm like, oh no. Or there's certain smells that take me back to certain vacations, or like sunscreens that take you to like a beach in Hawaii. Like it takes you back to those emotions. So when I reserve that sandalwood for my yoga and meditation, and I smell that in, it reminds my body, like, remember, you were relaxed at this state. So it just gets ready for that. So the limbic system produces a response. Okay. So how can they promote feelings of focus? So moving on to that. Next slide. Okay, so here's some diffuser blends. I usually do one of these first thing in the morning. Like I just do it in our whole house. I do a lot of peppermint, a lot of citrus, super invigorating, wake up, motivating blends. Like these are blends that are gonna like uplift you. Okay. So how can they help with motivation? Same sort of thing. That uplifting feeling can like wake you up. Like, I don't know about you guys, but when I smell peppermint, it like alerts me. Like if I'm driving on a long car drive and I'm getting sleepy, I'll take some peppermint, put it in my hands, put it on my neck, smell it in, and it wakes me up. So motivation, it can definitely help you get more alert and also create that emotional response of times that you were more super motivated. So one of the blends that I highly recommend is the Motivate blend, which is orange and peppermint. It's like a combo of those together. Who on this call is a fan of Motivate?
Me.
Oh, well, there we go. 2 people unmuted. Okay. So
I keep it at my desk at school.
okay. So that's kind of the difference. I don't use Motivate much. I need to use like Balance and Cheer. But Motivate is super popular because why? How does it make you feel?
For me, it kind of helps clarify my brain a bit, if that makes any sense. Just trying to kind of get unstuck because and just go. Like I have trouble wanting it to be perfect or just getting stuck in like preparation mode. And this oil just really helps me go, let's just go, let's just do it. And,
well, and I definitely think
so
that's
basically eliminating doubt helps eliminate doubt for me.
oh, that's great. I definitely think, I mean, peppermint is just so stimulating and like awakening. So, Lorelai, do you have anything to add? Okay, all right.
No, but I really love that blend.
That's good to know because
Cool.
yeah, I don't use that blend that much, so that's good to know. Okay. I will say before I work out though, I take peppermint. Sometimes I rub it on my chest just to like open my airways, wake me up, make me feel more energized and alert. So, okay. Okay, so here's some blends if you're going to diffuse and blend and just want to know some great combinations. See, I do see on here Cheer and Citrus Bliss. I use the roller bottle Cheer all the time. And I also use Elevation all the time. So here's some great combos. The citrus, grapefruit, lime, and Douglas fir. Oh, citrus and like tree blends are kind of my go-to in the mornings. I use a lot of those. Like lately I've been using the new Northern Escape and green mandarin together. So for me, citrus is just like same thing, super invigorating, energizing. Okay. All right, so how to use them for focus and motivation. So like, what do we do? Okay, there we go. So uplifting ones. We've been talking about uplifting and energizing. And as I was mentioning, the citruses, bergamot, grapefruit, lime, wild orange, tangerine, new one I will add is green mandarin. And then also There's one of the firs, Douglas firs, but here's some oils you can use for that uplifting. Peppermint, just to energize. It's crazy how when you smell peppermint, you just can't be sleepy anymore.
That Douglas fir and blue tansy, and really, I guess fennel makes sense. I
Yeah,
could guess that one.
yeah. I
But
don't
hadn't
know a
thought of
lot about
Douglas
blue
fir
tansy.
and blue tansy.
I
You
could
know,
see Douglas fir because like when you smell like pine, it's very invigorating, but I don't know a lot about blue tansy.
if I recall correctly, I think there's a diffuser blend that was
Mhm.
like helping to stop procrastination or something like that. And I think that was a blue tansy. It
There
had
we
some
go.
blue tansy in there. That I
There we
think
go.
about it.
Okay, so these are uplifting oils. Now we're going to look at the calming oils, which, you know, if you're just too anxious to focus, this is more my issue. Here's some ones you can turn to. Bergamot's one of my favorites. Jasmine, roller bottle, all the time. Lavender, neroli, vetiver makes me sleep. But here's some that you can blend for the calming effects. If you're like too hyped up, you can't focus. Okay, so application ideas. We obviously know to diffuse them, okay? So like when I'm doing yoga, I diffuse. When I'm in my office, I diffuse. The other way is to use them in a roller bottle, kind of like the doTERRA Motivate, or to put them on you. So they're a topical, you can smell them, it's like aromatherapy. So here's some different ones. Basil, doTERRA, I've never used basil for this, so that is very interesting to me. Motivate, as the gals just talked about. Frankincense is one of the top oils for meditation. Peppermint is definitely the most invigorating pick-me-up blend. Like I said, I use it before I go mountain biking. The crazy thing about wild orange is it's super invigorating when you pair it with peppermint. But I pair wild orange all the time with lavender, and it's also super relaxing. So wild orange can go either way. I actually make a focus roller bottle that has peppermint and wild orange together. I gave that to all my kids' teachers for Valentine's Day and called it the Focus Blend, and they all said they loved it. I just actually talked to one today. And then doTERRA makes the In Tune blend, which is actually for that, for focusing, to enhance and sustain a sense of focus, for paying attention. And that's a really great blend that they already have in the roller bottles, so you don't have to go and make your own. Okay, so children focus. Okay, this is a big topic right now, especially since our kids are spending like hours online, hours doing virtual. I have really stepped up my daughter's roller bottle collection. She now has the Thinker, the Brave, the Calm. doTERRA makes all these different kids' roller bottles, but you can also diffuse around them. And here's some ideas. Coriander, which I would have never thought about, which is great, actually. Peppermint, spearmint. So yeah, I do spearmint actually with a citrus quite frequently, like in our office space. It's a little bit different smell than peppermint, and people tend to like preference one or the other. Getting ready in the morning, yeah, so lemon or lime. So I usually do a mint with a citrus in the morning in our main living space to like get us going, to wake us up, to just like, whoo, good morning, clean the air. But I definitely know that people have expressed to me the trouble. I mean, it's hard to expect kids to be on the computer for 8 hours a day. So what can we do? I would definitely diffuse something invigorating. I would definitely give them a roller bottle to use on their own accord. And then, you know, I'd mix in like nutritional and activity and stuff like that.
And I love how potent these oils are, so
Yeah.
that this is not like putting 5, 10 drops of coriander in your diffuser. I mean,
No.
we're talking like one.
One.
Right?
If you've ever tried to put it in anything you're cooking, holy moly.
Mhm. And you don't have to necessarily, I remember Laura Jacobs talking about this regarding diffusing essential oils for emotional care. And she said, more is not better. You don't have to be consciously aware of the smell in order to be getting its benefits. So you can always keep that in mind. Like
No,
your costume doesn't have to be like "Pah," with all of that either.
And especially, Lisa, comment on, especially with doTERRA, that's so pure and potent. I find people like dump like 5 to 8 drops and things, and then it's just too much. It's overpowering. And especially with our little people. I mean, when I am diffusing in my kids' room, it's like 2 to 3 drops. Because they're just so much.
I saw somebody do a reel, and they were adding like 20, 30 drops to their diffuser. Not doTERRA.
Are you kidding me?
No, I am
I would
not.
say the max I ever add to a diffuser is like 8 drops. And that's in like my living room.
Right?
And that's like 4 of each oil.
Yeah.
Sarah, you got anything to add to that?
I'm one of those freaks that adds like at least 10 to 15 drops.
You have a tiny house.
I love it really strong. And I don't know, I guess some people have a preference. Like people ask me, how many drops should I put? Well, it's really, I think it's personal.
It is preference, but I would say start less.
Yes, I agree. And also, sorry, that's my dog's toy. I do notice that throughout the day I get used to the smell, and so maybe that's why I start adding more, is because I can't smell it. But I notice that when I leave my house and then come back, I can instantly smell it again.
Oh yeah, instantly. Or if you like when you've walked into my house, you're like, oh, that's patchouli.
Yeah.
I think you get, just like when you're like smelling coffee,
your senses get used to it. Yeah,
they get desensitized. But I would tell people less is more, because there's been a few times in our bedroom at night, I put stuff in, and then Brett and I both are like, oh, my eyes are burning. And I realized I put like too many drops in.
That's funny.
Oh yeah. And I've had to shut the diffuser off because I put like too many drops. So, okay. So meditation, and I actually taught a class on this a while back about mindfulness and meditation and how to use your oils for that. This has like changed my world this year during COVID. One of the silver linings is I've had to learn how to do this at home. I haven't been in my yoga studio since last March, which breaks my heart, but I've had to learn to develop a home practice. And with that, I've used my oils, has taken it to a whole new level. And back to what I said, like your brain remembers smells and associates them with emotions. So I diffuse the same oils when I do my yoga and meditation. I use the same ones topically. It has, I don't know if I'll ever leave some of this home practice now, because I like crave it, because I've made it what I need it to be right now. So ones they suggest, diffusing calming oils like lavender. I use Adaptive a lot. I diffuse that, or Balance. Topically, I tend to use a lot neroli, sandalwood, rose. This suggests clary sage, which balances hormones. I apply them to pulse points, third eye, over my heart, bottom of feet, spikenard, which is a lot like frankincense, and vetiver. Yeah, I'd say my go-to are neroli, jasmine, rose, Adaptive, Balance, and then the fantastic yoga collection of Align, Arise, and Anchor. But yeah, it's allowed me to get something out of my home yoga and meditation practice. So, promote focus and motivation by combining essential oils with other helpful practices, as we were talking about: exercise, healthy eating, adequate sleep. So they can help promote those things in your life. You can't just like diffuse serenity and not have a good bedtime routine. You can't just like put peppermint on your chest and not have a good exercise routine. So they help promote these other habits in our life, which is what I love, because these other habits were already something I was striving for, being a health major, a physical therapist. And then it was like the essential oils helped support those and already align with my life. So the healthy eating, they also help promote that. As you know, I put lemon in my water, I cook with them. So by having all these solid foundations can help us focus and be more motivated, which is probably why I don't have a lot of issues with motivation right now, because I have this foundation. Lisa, you're a great Vanna White there. Thank you for changing the slides.
And I love that thanks. I love that we just went through the, the 21-day challenge, and at the other end of this, I thought it was so super helpful for me. I feel like my awareness of where I was at with some of these different habits was so heightened, and I definitely made progress in all of those areas. Was it perfect? No, but I made progress in it. And really, that's all we can ask for in our lives, right? To be continually making progress. And yeah.
Well, and my word of the year is positivity. So for that 21-day challenge, my goals were not like eliminate this, cut this out. What I'm really trying to do is add stuff to my life. So for me during that challenge, it was to add greens, add digestive enzymes, like trying to add things. I'm really trying to work on like the whole cut negative stuff. So just by adding that, and then adding a better sleep routine, adding more focus to my sleep, I definitely noted some of those things, adding citruses to my water. So I just feel like we're always so hard on ourselves and trying to like cut things out. So I really challenge people instead to like think of what you can add to your foundation in your life to make it more solid, versus like, I need to lose this weight, I need to cut this out, I mean, it doesn't mean I didn't like think about my refined sugars and stuff, but my main focus was like, I'm going to add more hours of sleep, I'm going to add better nutrition.
Yeah. Awesome.
Lorelai, Sarah, you got anything to say on that? Questions, preguntas?
No, I think that was
the fastest class ever.
Really informative, though.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. I'll stop recording this, and yeah.